You are looking live. This is Math Makes Money. We're trading addicts, like it says above. We are going to show you how we're letting our AI robot Phil trade $2.5 million today. That's not that little dog up there, but right there is the smartest trader I ever met, Nick Battista. You see he's thinking all the time. Nick, great to have you on the show every day. Nick and I are partners in this channel. And Nick, all I want to do is hear from you. What is going on in the market? How can I make money today? I'm
hoping we get a little bit of a pullback today. I mean, it's a choppy start to the session. You've got E-minis only up 4 here. They've had about 11 point intraday range here to start the session. So it's very, very choppy. I mean, you can see that tiny little, look at that. I mean, that's the range overnight. Really? You see that little tiny thing? It's hard. I'm going to zoom in as much as possible. Tiny little range here. NASDAQ up 65. Volatility basically unchanged. You got oil down a small amount. Bonds actually down 12, so reversing some of the move yesterday, about half of it. Gold and silver both higher. I'm hoping we get a little bit of a pullback here. We'll see.
It would be nice. I mean, going
into the weekend, you got weekend risk. The war comes back on. It's been an incredible rally. Can we get a 50-point down move? Can we get a 300-point move in the NASDAQ?
Nick, I need 500 down. I need 5. And I'll tell you what, I am using nothing in buying power. I'm totally out of the market. And I missed one of the greatest up moves of all time. And that's happened to me twice this week.
You caught it.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel. That's how I feel.
Know, everybody feels that way. But you really caught the first half, and you caught it with leverage.
I did? Good.
So you hit this up move, 3x what you would with cash. So you're fine.
All right. Well, I look at my trades and I say, okay, the Crazy Ivan is up, $600,000 in the last 10 months or so. I mean, it's making like 65%. So I feel like it's great. And then I look at when I see the numbers, I feel great. But the problem is when I look at my account, it's been like 7 days since I made a trade in the Crazy Ivan. I am making 200 trades a day, but that's Phil. And for a trading addict, basically, I'm sitting on the sidelines watching him do all the work. Yeah, I don't get to do any trades, man. It's driving me. These fingers are itchy. I got itchy fingers.
I know, but that's good. That means you got dry powder.
You're ready. My powder is dry. I'm shooting from the hip. What I have been doing is working on my tan. I spent a lot of time laying out by the beach. I went surfing this morning. There's no waves, but no dolphins this morning. 2 days ago, I saw a dolphin actually jump out of the water, which is only the 4th time in my life I've seen that. So that's I think maybe it's good luck. Hopefully.
Yes.
Hopefully. So we had Phil had a kind of a down July in the 0dte's. Crazy Ivan carried the load. So he carried water all month and just about balanced it out for a scratch. So that was pretty sweet of those two guys are working together, which is awesome. And those two guys up there are working together. See, that's called a transition in the business.
Very, very good. But on that note, the Crazy Ivan was carrying the load. Now the SPX is carrying the load. And it's been a pretty decent start to the month. I mean, July was tough. And so it's good to get kind of back on track here. We've had a handful of very inside days. Yeah. And by inside, I mean couple thousand in either direction, which is good. I mean, you're gonna when you go through the math, 60 to 70% of the time, that's what it's going to be. Couple grand here, couple grand up, couple grand down. You hope to squeeze out a positive value out of that batch of days, and then you hit a stretch where you hit on all cylinders. I think today might be a good day for it.
I would like that. It's we got time check. We got 9:20. And Maria had no trades. Normally at 4 a.m. is when Maria either closes or open trades on her Crazy Ivans. Again, like you said, nothing happening last night. So I got a great sleep. Let's go over the PowerPoint if we can. Time check. We got 9:20. Let's go through it quick. So cool. And Nick and Rob are here today. This is where we are with all 4 accounts that we've since we launched on October 1st. Nick and I have a hedge fund coming out. This is not the hedge fund. Simon's my attorney. He's the head of the law firm there. And Simon says, don't tell anybody this is your hedge fund. Make sure they understand it's not you and Nick's hedge fund.
It's personal. This is my personal
account. This is my personal account. That's not, the account is now up to like 3.2 million or something. I put in about 600 and taking 200 out. I think it started about $1.5 million on October 1st.
But that doesn't factor into the profit and loss.
No, it doesn't. If you go to mathmakesmoney.com, You can see day by day, every single trade. It's all in there. You pure transparency.
And I'm not sure you're going to need to put anything else in there moving forward.
No, it just depends on if me or Tyler, hit me up for a car or something. But they got their own money. They're hitting it out of the ballpark. They're not going to. Actually, that's unfair. That's a joke. They I don't know that they've ever asked me for money. Either one of them ever. And that's because we have Maria's money and we have our money. There is no Rob money. That is
true.
her.
That's the key right there.
That's the key. She explains that to me. And one day I went out to the garage and said, "Where's my car?" And she goes, "Oh, you don't like that car anymore." It's like, it's Star Wars doing that car. Those aren't the droids you're looking for. My motorcycle too. Like, where are my motorcycles? They're gone. You don't need those. I don't need them. No. So I don't even have a car anymore. I don't even have a car. She lets me drive once in a while. But even then, under direct supervision, including Tyler in the back seat, which is awesome. Man, there's nothing better than driving your car. If you have backseat drivers in your family, or if you're a backseat driver, put backseat driver in the chat. I want to know who is a backseat driver and who has backseat drivers in their family. My family, we never had any. You have them, Nick, in your family, backseat drivers?
Not so much. I will say, Vinny, my younger brother, who's 16, just turned 16 in January.
Oh boy.
I guess he's turning 17, getting closer to 17 in high school. Everybody remembers shortly before I was ousted from Tasty, we were talking about the Porsche that Vinny acquired via
what?
My dad. Yes, my dad. It was a great situation. He went to my dad and he said, I really want to fix up a car. My dad was like, "Oh, okay, great.
Good,
and I'm thinking, you get him like a beater to like actually fix up, right? You replace the transmission, you do some oil changes, you put some new tires on it, like maybe get him like a Jeep Wrangler or something where you can like, really get your hands in it." And my dad goes, "No," he said he was thinking like maybe a Porsche. So of course, my dad
Bentley.
Yeah. No, I know. That was like, Porsche, no problem. So my dad, of course, obliges that and doesn't get the beat up fixable Porsche. It's just a Porsche. It's just, he just details the car. He just kind of, cleans the car. That's the work that he does on the car. So now the 16-year-old has a Porsche. He's driving around the suburbs of Chicago, and he got a pretty decent speeding ticket going double the speed limit.
No,
in a school zone.
Oh my gosh.
So, that could be some serious problems. And his court date was on Monday. The cop didn't show up and he got off on all.
That's a shame.
And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, man, I didn't get in that much trouble, but that could have been bad. But anyway, that was the backseat driver. My little brother, he needs a backseat driver. Sometimes good to have a backseat driver.
There may not be a backseat in that Porsche.
No,
Tyler's his handle in here is Porsche Guy, and he runs a huge Instagram on Porsches. He has RWB. All cars have letters and numbers, but he has RWB Porsches, and I know his buddy's got a couple Carreras. It's supposed to be impressive when he says these names like it's important, but. We need to get Tyler in here this afternoon talking about Porsches and talking about Vinny. Remind me at 3:15. And when it comes to cars, the only
and that's right, Mr. Flawless. I would have gotten the belt. I always used to tell.
Yeah.
The funny thing, I call my dad. I even tell Vinny, I'm like, you don't even know, but
who is this man?
The dad we have now is a different dad. Okay. I grew up with a different dad. He wasn't bad. He was high T. He was in his 40s. He was on the floor. He, every day he battled with a bunch of dudes to make, $1 and would fight and scream. And, he was my dad was at my football practices with no pads on, banging us around. I was a running back and he would play D end. And when I turned the corner, he would, whack me. And if I mouthed off, I was running up the hill, 15 times. Vinny, wants a Porsche, gets a Porsche. It's like, it's a different world. So no, I do not get annoyed by it. I'm actually, it's a blessing that Vinny can ask for a Porsche and get a Porsche. That's a good thing. It's a good thing for the family. But
that's what we say. That's what are you a firstborn?
Yes.
That's what every firstborn says. Oh, that's great. That's great. You don't even know who this man is. If I ask my dad for a penny, I got a story about how he used to eat dirt. That's what I got. Right?
Yeah.
He walked uphill both ways to school. I don't know where he lived, but man, it was at the bottom of a big freaking hill because he'd come home and it'd be uphill.
Yeah.
Two quick stories. Maria changed the engine on her GTO, 68 GTO.
Nice.
When she was 16 years old by herself.
Wow.
Now you look at her right there. The first thing that comes to your mind is not mechanic, right? That's not the first thing that comes to your mind.
Yeah.
And no, chat, don't put in there what comes to your mind first when you see Maria. That's easy, right? Easy. But better story is Maria has what we call in the business lead foot is what we call it, lead foot. That's old folks call it lead foot. And we'll let Maria tell the story where she got a ticket coming back from paying a ticket.
Ooh.
Yes. Now, how many tickets have I gotten in my lifetime? I'm setting you up for this. You know the answer.
0. You're a rule
Correct,
follower.
sir. Correct, sir.
Good. That's actually impressive.
0, bubkus, nada, goose egg, not 1, 0, nothing. And
That's
people
impressive.
say, how is that possible? And I say the same thing for years. Here's why I don't get tickets. I don't, what's it called? Speed. That's it.
That's good.
I don't speed. I follow the rules, right? I follow the rules.
That's surprising because Florida drivers are, Chicago is a different animal. There's traffic and, people are a little aggressive. Florida drivers, it's like nobody's ever driven a car before. I mean, there's people, you're going 90 on the highway and you got some guy tailgating you, 6 feet behind you. And then you get on the other lane, you got some 90-year-old that's driving, 40 miles under the speed limit. It's insane.
We have two types of drivers in Florida. We got a 90-year-old with their signal on, right? Their right signal on.
Or
their
like
left
hazard lights
in the fast lane going 40.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We got the other 90-year-old going 200 miles an hour, right?
Yes.
Cop pulls him over. Do you know how fast you're going? No, I have no idea. Okay,
yeah, I don't even know where
exactly
I am.
how fast he was going. And he knows exactly, right? He goes, no, officer, no, I'm 90 years old. I don't even know where the speedometer is. The cop's like, okay, you gotta slow down. And you ask the 90-year-old, he goes, I'm 90. I'm gonna go as fast as I'm gonna see how fast this car can go.
I don't have that much time left. I gotta go.
Yeah, and they look at you like, what's the worst that can happen? I'm 90, right? I tell you what, if I go out, I'm going to be going fast. It's going to be awesome. I'm not going to be doing
I will say, though, Rob, when I was driving to your place from Miami, it's like a 3 or 4 hour drive.
Yeah.
There was an accident or a problem, a car with a problem every 15 miles. Like I have never seen anything like it. And there's constantly cops and fire trucks. And it's like every 10 miles, there's some sort of fender bender on the side of the road because nobody can drive.
Nobody can drive. And we have two types of car owners here. We have the car owner who gets a brand new Cadillac every single year. They just trade in. And then the other guy who says, what? My car's 18 years old. What's wrong with that? It's fine. I had this car 18 years. I'm going to all I got to do is put a couple grand into it every year to fix it up. Whoa!
We're
supposed to be talking about the markets. All right. What's happening in the market? Are we making money yet?
You want me to get to it? You got E-minis.
Yeah, get to it. I got
up to one of the
earnings.
Start,
just so you know, 933, 937, 942, 945. I got Phil's told me he's coming in. He's coming in. So just so you know.
Cool. AMAT was one of the ones that had earnings yesterday after the close. Looks like it's down about 5% here at 506 and change. When we go through just the markets themselves, NASDAQ up 70 here. You got the E-minis just ticked into the red. Dow down 140. The Russell actually the weakest of the group. Russell and the Dow, the weakest of the group. Russell down 7. You got oil futures down 26 cents, 80.18. You have volatility futures down another 15 cents. They are just getting hammered the last 2 weeks. Bonds down 12. You got gold and silver both catching a bid. Gold's up 23. You got silver up 33 cents. SPX here basically unchanged, 7,800. And the VIX itself at 1452. Just incredible.
1452. The average, as you know, is
52, not a 42.
42. Yeah, 42 is my lucky number.
Well, it might get to 42. We'll
might
see.
Get to 42. It's 15.87 is the average, if everyone knows that. And that will be our question of the day someday. But that's where you are. So people say, oh, it's really low. It's at 16. No, 15.87.
is the long-term average. We've been blessed. It is fair to say that over the last 5 years or so, since really COVID, we've been in a relatively high volatility regime, which has been a blessing for both of the trades that you are doing. The SPX stuff where you're market neutral, short volatility. That is a great trade to have when you have higher volatility because you're getting paid more to take the risk and it's further out of the money. Also with the NASDAQ puts, two-sided action, changes in volatility. Those are two keys that you get. I remind a lot of people, and a lot of the people that I talked to over the last handful of years, I would tell them, I'm like, if you've survived this in any capacity of trading for the last 5 years, especially in a smaller sized account, it's gonna be a cakewalk for you into the future, because this last 5 years, I don't care what all the old boomers say, you never seen a crash, you never seen a bear market, blah 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 blah. V bottoms are insane to see too. I mean, the stuff that we have seen it is its own market, and you can poo-poo it all you want, it doesn't matter. But you've seen volatility in both directions, but you'll never understand low volatility unless you experience something like we had in like 2016, 2017, 2018, when the VIX was at 10. 11 was a high VIX for years. And the amount, you look at your platform and you're like, man, I'm not getting paid anything for these NASDAQ puts. And Maria says it all the time with her stuff. And I'm like, you have no clue. You have no clue how pitiful volatility can get and how little the premium can get. And there we go. We got some trades slinging already. So that's my soapbox. The volatility is the greatest thing ever. And when it goes away, you're going to miss it so much.
Yep, absolutely. These things are coming in right and left. I got to set up my tasty these things. We got new software coming on Monday, so it's going to be awesome. You're going to see all the trades live. We're thinking about, I don't know if we can we announce this yet? We're thinking about doing for 6 hours a day.
No, we'll talk about it later.
We got a 6 hour a day program. We're thinking about it.
Yeah.
So we're thinking about it. So don't worry. It won't be me 6 hours a day. I get you, chat. I get it. Okay.
I couldn't.
And it won't be Maria 6 hours a day. I can assure you of that. Maria,
it is an OnlyFans, okay? It's not an OnlyFans.
It's not an OnlyFans, as much as probably making a lot more money, but that's neither here nor there. So shout out to all the people in the chat giving me some love. I appreciate it. Especially Clark saying that Tony's definitely set Nick up to buy his own Porsche. Yeah, if I can give
gave me the tools to buy my own Porsche.
I will. That's funny. I will say that Maria comes up. We do this show Monday through Friday, 9:15, not 9:25, 9:15. We had a typo on that, or we used to do it at 9:25, 9:15. You wanted more, we gave you more.
Yes.
In the afternoon, 3:15. So it's always 15, 9:15, 3:15. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you get Maria at 3:15 as well, which is always fun. And you'll get a lot less Rob because she got Omaha'd me the other day, and she says she really enjoyed that. She had immense pleasure.
That was good. That was good.
She's going to keep doing it. She goes, oh, I didn't realize what that is. I'm going to start doing that a lot. Look at all these trades coming. So you see multiple, these are multiple accounts. They have similar trades, all put on by Phil, the AI robot, putting on 200-ish trades per account today. So he's putting on a lot. I'm doing the hedge fund practice thing, and then my own personal accounts and some accounts for some other folks. And so that's what's going on. Then
got your hands
Monday
full.
at 5. I got to go 5:55 because Nick makes me flip it around some sort of hand sign thing. I don't really understand you.
It's like a gang symbol for math makes money.
Yes, there we go. Yeah, math makes money. See that? See what I'm doing there? That's M, Nick. If you don't, that's M. I'm just making this not a bit. I'm just making the triple M. 1, 2, 3. There's 3 of them right there. So
all my hands are all mangled from Chicago softball. So my hands are not as pretty as yours.
You win or lose? I thought you were playing pickleball.
Yes, when I was in my 20s, I played 16-inch softball. It was mush ball, so it's like it starts
as like a basketball.
Yeah, it's like that big. So you play without gloves, and it's kind of a Chicago thing. It starts as it's kind of like a baseball type feel, and then as you hit it and it rolls on the ground, it gets a little softer and mushier as the game goes on. and you play with no gloves, so it's just hands. So, but like this is my favorite one. That one really got some beating.
Yeah, it looks
gross.
like a lot of fun.
Oh, it's great. It's great. I mean, it's a beer league, you know, you drink like, you know, a bunch of beer, you play some softball, you know, you break some fingers, you hang out with the boys. It's great. It's a classic.
Okay. All right. Well,
I know it doesn't sound great to you, but you know, in your 20s, it's perfect.
Look at it. Look at this. Here comes some more trades. Get ready. I don't know if you can hear those or not, but they're coming in here. He's got some work in there, and he's
there.
Working.
You go.
He's a jet.
See, we got some people that know the mush ball.
Mush ball. I've never heard of this. I've eaten mush. I know that when you have in your Iditarod, you mush your dogs. That I know, but I'm not familiar with mush ball. But okay,
yeah.
I'm not saying it's good, bad, or indifferent. I played water polo and swimming, so because I was little, my dad, the head of the water sports for the world, head of the United States Olympic Committee, sends me to school a year early because he doesn't want me participating in sports. And mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. Remind me to tell you about the story where my dad told me I could have any car I wanted when I turned 16.
Really?
Any car I wanted. You want me to tell the story right now? I will.
Sure.
Do I answer my own questions? Of course I do.
I didn't think I had a choice. I wasn't sure if you were giving me a choice or not.
Hand to God. My dad, very well to do, right? Very well to do. And biggest house in the state. What huge. Everything's great, right?
Yeah.
I got no complaints. He gives me not a penny ever. I started selling candy in school when I was in second grade. I mowed lawns. I shoveled driveways, snowblower, the whole thing. As my dad always said, you know, and he always took a piece. He always took a piece called taxes.
Yeah.
When I got caught from my teacher in second grade, the principal hauled me in. I got in big trouble. My dad said, okay. He goes down, meets with the principal. He has me go outside. He comes out. He says, okay, it's all taken care of. From now on, you got to give her 2 Musketeer bars every Monday. Then I learned about people on the take, right? So I had protection. I could sell whatever I wanted. This is second grade. This is what I've learned in second grade. And that's when he said, also, you owe me 50 cents a week. And so he's taking his piece, right? He's taking his piece. So I don't know what you people call it in your, you know, Goodfellas group that you got over there running. But whatever it is, that's the setup. I was in Des Moines, Iowa, but nevertheless, any car I wanted, boom. 16 years old. Great. Said, let's go to Dewey Vukovich Ford. Dewey Vukovich, great friend of my father. Dewey Vukovich Ford, God rest his soul. Go there. We met with Dewey. Picked out beautiful car. I'm 16 years old. It's years and years ago. His car's like 15 years old. It's a Chevy something or other. You can see through old cars, Nick. You can see the ground looking through the engine. Lift up the hood. In the chat, if you've ever lifted up the hood of a car and seen the ground below, the road below, you know what I'm talking about. Who has seen the ground in an old car? Those people really know what cars are. A little straight six engine. I was a Chevelle SS, old one. Backseat broken, crank windows, had what we call vent windows. You've never seen vent windows, Nick. It had vent windows. Beautiful car, $1,500. We go into Dewey's office, said, how are you going to pay for it? Cash or credit? I looked at my dad, how are you going to pay for it? Cash or credit? He said, I don't know what take you're talking about.
I've never seen this kid before.
I said, Dad, you said I could have any kind of car I wanted when I turned 16. He said, yeah, you can. I'm not paying for it.
Yeah,
but you can have any kind of car you want. I said, Mr. Vukovich, I didn't miss a beat. Boom, right to Dewey. Mr. Vukovich, tell you what I'm going to do. Now, they're both laughing because I'm like, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. And I got my finger going. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll give you $750 today. Give me 2 months. I'll get another $750. I'll drive in and bring in the money. Dewey said, tell you what I'm going to do. You give me $750. I'll hold the car. You come back with $750. I'll give you the car. You don't have to drive in. You can have your dad bring it. I'm sure my dad paid for that car and it was a setup, but they laughed so hard when I said, I tell you what I'm going to do. I think my dad was never more proud of me than he was at that moment. And by golly, and a month later, after mowing a bunch of lawns, I was able to get that car. And that car, I couldn't get a speeding ticket if I wanted to. I'm telling you that.
It couldn't move that fast.
No, sir. And in the entire history, I did not sell that lot. I sold that car, 16. I sold that car in my second year of law school in LA. I went to USC for $25 to Charlie the junk man. And in that entire time, I don't think the gas tank ever saw the far side of a half. I don't think it ever saw the far side of a half. That's how poor I was, right? That's how poor I was. But, you know, if you're the firstborn and your father does that like he did to you and to me, you learn the value of a dollar. And, you know, tough love is hard. It's hard. this is supposed to be a trading show. We're trading addicts, but I believe you're here on this earth for two things. One, to make more people, and number two, to teach. That's it. Pass down the knowledge. Some would say until the aliens come back and find out what we were able to accomplish, but I'll leave that for another day. I don't believe that, but you never know, right? At least make babies. I'm out of the making baby business, and to teach people. So, we're in the teaching business. That's the game. That's the game.
That was good.
Yeah. So there's what was the question? I forget, but
it doesn't matter now.
Doesn't matter now. Doesn't matter. Anybody seen all the way through a car? I would be very interested. 64 Nova SS convertible. Wow. 64 Nova SS as a car. Old muscle cars. I guess they're worth a fortune. My Ferrari Testarossa caught on fire and burned up, and Tyler sold it. And that's really like a fortune now. And I was driving it, and it was like, your car's on fire. Like, what are you talking about? And a bunch of people behind me, my Testarossa is on fire. Oh, all right, look at these trades coming through.
New ones. Good. Beautiful.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And that's how it works, ladies and gentlemen. I am able to go swimming all day long, go surfing, because Phil is putting on these trades.
72 Chevelle. You got a 76 Buick LeSabre.
I wish
1987.
Let's have car talk.
10 miles to a gallon of water.
That's what mine was, a 66 Chevelle. 66 Chevelle, which is
really?
It was not a nice car. I mean, it was a grandpa car.
Yeah.
It was a 2-door, so it was awful. The seat was broken. It went way back into the front seat went back into the back seat. Oh, and the window wipers didn't work. I had to use a shoelace and pull up through the vent. And the trunk was rusted out. So you had to go down the interstate with the windows down. Otherwise, smog would come in and your eyes would water. So no air conditioning, no radio. Oh, and the ignition wire hung down, and the key sometimes would drop out and the car would stop, when you drive it. If you hit a bump, the ignition would fall off the wires. Somebody broke in and ripped it. So it wasn't the best car. I saw it for $25. I think I got a great deal.
I think it sounds like a good deal.
Yeah. It's a 70 Chevelle. I love car talk tonight. When Maria's in here, Tyler and car talk, forget about it. That's all.
Yeah.
Maria used to own a car dealership. Did you know that? She owned her own car dealership.
I did know that. I did know that.
You did. Yeah.
You could go through it.
No, it's okay. I'll let her tell it. I'll let her talk about it. Tyler's a big car guy. Well,
yeah, you got a bunch of Chevelles in there in the chat. I love it.
Yeah, Chevelle was a great car. Now, it got to be a cool car when it had the 2 stripes and got all curvy. Mine was like a box. But the trunk, Nick, was bigger than an apartment. I mean, it was huge. It was great. It was great. Never used it, but it was great. All right, so we're supposed to be talking about the markets.
Yeah. You want to talk about? I mean, it's been a chop fest. You got E-minis up 4. I mean, you've had a 12-point intraday range today. I think you're going to have more of the same. I mean, the market has had a fantastic rally here. You have volatility at the lows. You've done nothing but go straight up. An inside day would not shock me here. I mean, going into the weekend, maybe you get some movement at the end of the day today of just kind of a risk off move. But right now it just looks status quo. I mean, what can I say? E-minis are up 4. You got the NASDAQ up 70. It's a nothing open here.
It's a nothing open. These are all the trades that we put on. We got 3 sets of iron condors here that have gone on. And then Phil will take each one of these, put credit spreads and call credit spreads off separately. So, and he's got all kinds of algorithms that we're running now, and he's pretty smart. All of our trades change weekly. So what we do, what Phil does is we back test. We used to back test 7 million trades on a weekend. We set the record for us, actually us, me and Phil. We set the record for us at over 100 million trades, and then we have a community of like-minded traders.
And let's just clarify that that's different amounts of premium, different delta, different durations. Different time of the day, different wing widths. I mean, there's an endless amount of options and strategies you can back test, and we are doing them all in one go. Phil does it all weekend. All weekend. Let him out of the house.
And you start saying, people say, well, how can you possibly have that many? Well, you say there's 390 trading minutes in the day, and let's suppose that you look at 20 price targets, right, from 50 cents to say $10. For your entry points. And then you're going to look at, say, 10 wing widths. And you're going to look then at 10 different stop losses. And then you're going to look at 10 profit targets. And then you're going to look back, let's just say 6 months, which is 125 days. You start doing the math. That right there is 98 million trades. Then you're going to say, remember, you got to put credit spread and call credit spread. So you got to do both sides separately. excuse me, it's 50 million, double it, that's 100 million. Then you say, okay, well, I also want to do exponential moving averages. I also want to do all kinds of reverse iron condors. I want to do jade lizards. I want to do double calendars. Yeah. Each time you do that, you're adding another 98 million. Yeah. So we expect in the near future, we just started using virtual machines, which are cool, Nick. You never see them. That's, I guess, why they call them virtual.
You just plug them in. You got a little Mac Mini. You see, you're not a Mac guy, but you.
I'm thinking about Mac. Hey, if you guys are Mac, look at that. Here comes some more. I'm very, very interested. And by the way, car talk tonight with Maria and Tyler.
You got questions on your car, and some people in the chat. I had Time Decay saying you were a thief for asking for $25 for that Chevelle.
Charlie the Junk Man. This was in LA. Remember, I graduated from law school in '82, so probably before you were born, right?
Yes.
And Charlie had two questions when you call him. They got two questions. Does it have 4 tires? I said, yeah, 2 of them are flat. They go, don't care about flat or not. We just want to make sure it's got 4 tires. And does it have a battery? I said, yes. They said, we'll come pick it up. I said, great. And,
perfect.
It was wonderful. The only thing I cried about was that car on my first date, I went over a bump and we were having chocolate ice cream and I smashed it into the ceiling. And there's always a little brown mark up there. So that's going way back in the Wayback Machine with Rob Helmick. So,
my man, H. Montero. Classic.
Oh, yeah.
Good to hear from you, brother.
Look what the cat drugged in.
I love it. Yeah. I like it.
Well, H. Montero, I hope you are getting ready to do 200 trades a day because that's what Nick and I are doing every single day.
It's pretty crazy. My head spins a little bit throughout the day.
If you go to mathmakesmoney.com, you can sign up for Maria's newsletter. She calls them out all the time. She made a huge amount of money on MU. She gives you these trades typically a week ahead of time, sometimes just a day ahead of time. I don't know what she was running today.
She's always cooking something up.
She got some funny pictures that are hilarious. If you open them up and expand them,
and they're not those, Easter eggs. They're not those kind of pictures.
Not those kind of pictures, but they're still worth looking at.
Yeah, those stay in Rob's private collection. Rob, the first time I met Rob tells me, guess how many pictures I have on my phone? And I'm like, I don't know, man. He's like 22,000 or some insane number.
Well, 41,000.
31,000.
41,000. Don't cheat me out of 10,000 pictures.
I'm sorry.
That's who they're mostly the pictures of. I still can't believe I'm married to her. If she ever figures out what's going on, I'm in deep doo-doo. I'll tell you that. So I'm the luckiest guy on the planet. I'll tell you that. It's amazing how a guy, Gary Player, great golfer, and he used to do 500 of these thingamajigs to make his arms stronger for golfing. And they asked him, why do you do that? He said, well, it's funny how, he said, I do this every day. And then I hit a shot and they go, wow, that's really lucky. He said, it's interesting how people that do the most preparation are the luckiest people in the world. That's what people don't see. Like Olympians, you don't see. We had, if you ever heard of Vince Carter, half man, half amazing basketball player. He's from Daytona Beach, built the college, built the high school, the gym. Every summer, he has the Vince Carter basketball camp. So I take Tyler down there, and he says parents can stay. And he has like a bunch of pros, not the pretty big pro, like, oh, I recognize that guy. Yeah. And so they do the camp, whatever. And then for a half hour afterwards, they just play for fun. Okay, when you see a professional basketball player, you always see them playing other professional basketball players. So they're the best guarders, and Michael Jordan is one of the greatest defensive players of all time. And so you would see them being guarded. Well, when they're playing with no one guarding them, it is unbelievable. They played horse, Nick, from center court. And they would not just shoot it, they'd be like, hook shot. They all made, and then Vince Carter goes over. He would go down, and he had won the dunk contest, and he did dunks where we couldn't believe it. It is like it's just not possible. These guys make shots from everywhere. My point is that the ability of them is so phenomenal. My dad used to be head of the U.S. Olympic Committee, and I met a bunch of Olympians. And Bob, I forget his Bob Sagan, I forget his name. Pole vaulter, right?
Okay.
And I said, how you get in? How you become an Olympic pole vaulter, best in the world? He said, well, we grew up in L.A., me and my brother, and there are fences around all our little yards. And so we just found some poles one day and we just started jumping over the fence. And when I went to high school, they said that was an event. I said, great. My brother and I have been doing that for years. And that's how very few of them, of the Olympians, were trained to be Olympians by their family or whatever. They just did something they loved. And when you go and watch these basketball players, I was flabbergasted at this stuff. And they do it like it's nothing. Just, you see them make a 3-pointer and you think, well, wow, how can they do that, 70% of the time? When no one's guarding them, they can do it 100% of the time. 100% of the time. I went to Drake University, and Larry Bird went to Indiana State, I think, in French Lick, Indiana. And we would play against him. And I would go early to the games because the student section was right on the front row there. And this, white kid come out, doesn't matter what color he was, but he'd come out and he'd shoot 3-pointers. And I'm watching him, I don't know who he is. And he goes around the 3-point and goes around and back, and he's going back and forth for like a half hour. Never missed once. I'm like, who is this guy? Right. And he comes over. I'm going, I'm yelling, screaming, yeah, we're going to kill you. We're going to kill you. We're going to bury you. And he goes, do you know who I am? I said, no. He goes, okay, what's the record here for the number of points in this arena? Well, I knew my grandparents taught at Drake, so I've been to all the games with them since I was a little kid. I told him, I think the record was 51. He said, when I score 52, I'm going to look over and point at you. It was like early in the fourth quarter. Oh, boom. Larry Bird. Unbelievable. Slow. Tall, though. Really tall. You're
getting Omaha.
Uh-oh, yeah. That Porsche guy.
That's okay. Shout out to Donald getting out of here to get to the day job. We appreciate you coming by early in the morning to come join us. I know it's been a wild ride already this morning.
It has. And we got a bunch of things on. You want to do my PowerPoint real quick? I know Tyler wants me to get off this topic. So here we are. This is what the robot's done. 31,000 trades in 206 days. Here's what the Crazy Ivan has done. 283. Not very many trades, really. Only 289 trades in 10 months. So I think we were talking about that the other day. It's only like one trade, a little over one trade a day. I mean, it's just not very many. And the $30,000 account, it's up. And we did an audit of that. It's actually up a little bit more. We're going to get that done tomorrow. 7,500 trades, however. Like and subscribe is absolutely right. And here is the $100,000 account. It was doing great for a while there, but it's only been up for 57 days. So it's not really a fair judgment yet. Yeah. So
been choppy. I mean, the last 2 months have been not the greatest for the strategy.
We show you win, lose, or draw. We show you this. So here's the $200,000 account. It's only been going 37 days, and it was up, and then it's had a rough time. You get it, but it's coming back. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
These are the numbers. This is after fees, commissions, and slippage. 4,100,000 trades, 40,000, 41. Same number as photographs I have. 41,000.
Yes.
206 took me a lot longer than 206 days, and 1.3 million. And this is one that I'm most proud of. You can see how the Crazy Ivan offsets the Phil the robot, and it's pretty steady. We had a 2 months that were a push here, but it's really, really steady based on this account started at about $1.5 million and it's trading about 3.2 million. There were some ins and outs of the money, but it's up 1.3 million. So it gives you an idea there. You notice the swinger is the AI robot. It's got a little bit of swings to it. Again, we show you win, lose, or draw after fees, commissions, and slippage. Crazy Ivan's been steady Freddy. It's frustrating, though, because he goes, we're real picky about what trades we put on. Never more than 25% of your buying power.
It's good. It's good to have some mechanics.
Yeah. So here it is. Trading Addict newsletter. That's at mathmakesmoney.com. You want to see what you want to join our team. This is the place to do it. We've got a pretty large group of people, and Nick and I will be interviewing people that want to join. Just go there, you sign up, and we will schedule a 15-minute Zoom call with you. About 53% of the people that we interview, we let in, right? No hedge funds.
And set with all that, before we get out of here, is it time for a sip of tea?
It is. Thank you very much. Let's go. This is Simon Says. Simon's our attorney. This is a bitter iced tea. I use iced tea, apple cider vinegar, lemon, a little bit of stevia. I've been drinking this for 60 plus years. My grandma used to make it with sugar, but it's bitter like Simon. And Simon Says, always tell you guys, this is for entertainment purposes only. It's not financial advice. You can and will lose all your money if you follow me. Do your own due diligence. So having said that, and enjoy this iced tea. It is delicious. Keeps me young.
I know. I got to get on the iced tea train.
Nothing wrong with that.
I gotta start on that.
I love it. All right. I think that's all. There's other stuff in here, but it's, basically it's steady Freddy. That's what you want to see. It's all about being steady. The key thing is, someone asked me, what's the most important figure to you when you look at your account? This is it. This is my most important figure. I never want to be more than 10%. That's where I start getting fresh underwear. It's really tricky business. When you start losing money, I don't like to lose money. And I hate losing money, Nick, more than I enjoy making money.
Sure. That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
That's probably because I was firstborn and my dad didn't give me nothing but trouble. So he gave me nothing but advice. That's the only thing he gave me. And Sharpe ratio, that's really important too. And then just kind of compare Sharpe ratios to some funds. I don't mind losing in a row. I could lose 10 days in a row. It doesn't matter to me. I'm always looking like where we end up. So that's the thing you want to keep track of is this. Keep track of this and look at your drawdowns, and you're going to do fine. Bet small, bet often. That's exactly what we do.
Good luck to Clark in the chat going off to a 200K pot poker tournament. You're lucky, Rob. I've put him behind the camera here. He might be in one of those places if he could.
I do not play poker anymore. I am a trading addict. So the great thing about trading is I can trade 200 times a day. With poker, you're going to play, a couple, maybe 2 hands an hour that you actually get to play. The rest of the time, you're going to just, check out of it. So, or fold. So to me, it's extremely boring. I get it. It's a lot of fun for some people. As long as you have a system, again, any great poker player will tell you bet small. And I love it when you're betting against people. That's always more fun.
Yeah, you get the variable, the extra variable.
That's why I like trading. That's why I love trading. If you like poker, or if you like going to Vegas, if you like gambling, then options are you can make a lot more money. You got a lot bigger edge. Our edge is 6%. And when I got asked to leave the casinos multiple times when I was, in law school, put myself through, or when I retired at age 42, they asked me twice to leave, and my edge there was 1%. I made 50.5%, so a 0.5%, and the losing side was at 49.5. So the difference is 1. And right now we're at 53.47 trading options. So with 6%, it's literally six times better. Six times better. Nick, what time are we on this afternoon?
We are going to be back on at 3:15.
Car Talk, welcome to Car Talk. You're on the air.
Yes, we'll have Tyler in the chat, Maria on the stream with us. So come hang out with us, and we'll also recap the week because it's been a good week, and we'll see where we're at because it should be a good one.
Yeah, it should. It's going to be great. You guys, everyone, have a great week, great rest of the day. I'm going to go surfing. Probably not surfing. I'm going to go out to the beach and lay out a little bit, get sunburned, and then I'm going to be working on our software a little bit for the rest of the day.
We'll see you at the end of the day. Peace.